they cannot be our friends, whether they are in our party or outside our party.
Who has told you? Who has told you? Who has told you?
Samson Cherargei says the time is up. He calls it a threat, a betrayal deep within the ranks of ODM. At the same time, Robert Alai declares it plainly. Sifuna will be out by November. 2 names, 2 warnings, and one man stands in the middle. The party Secretary General Edwin Sifuna. He is caught between the old guard and the future, between loyalty and ambition. Cherargei accuses him of being a mole, undermining the party's direction, demanding his removal by year's end. Alai points to 3 fatal flaws: shifting allegiances, hidden agendas, and a presidential snub that exposed the cracks. He is done. Alai pause. We wish him well. For Sifuna, it is more than survival. It is legacy. Will he hold firm and lead ODM into the 2027 battlefield? Or will the forces swirling around him pull him out of the fray? The party built by the late Raila Odinga now stands at a crossroads, and the outcome depends on one man's choice. This is the battlefield for ODM soul.
As we go into our next elections, Baba put us into this government, and we have to make that very clear. And this government, we shall stay. Anybody harboring any ambition of approaching us, time is long gone. We are not ready for any further association, any further negotiation, but with this government. Thank you.
When the mourners gathered in Bondo and the nation paused to commemorate the life of Raila Odinga, the Secretary General of ODM stood before the crowd and made a promise. I have been extremely privileged to serve. Let me state before you here that the party you have left us, I, Sifuna, will not be part of those who fail ODM or Raila. He then recalled what he described as Raila's last stand, delivered just weeks before his passing, that ODM must prepare and field a candidate in the 2027 general election. Sifuna warned against internal narratives that diverge. He said this is not the time to push divisive narratives in ODM. ODM is the party for everyone.
Baba Raila Odinga alizungumza wazi mbele ya nchi nzima tarehe 22 mwezi uliopita mbele ya hawa wabunge katika hoteli ya Agile pale Nairobi. Baba aliongea kwa kinywa chake mwenyewe, na waomba viongozi msiingize maneno kwa mdomo ya mtu ambaye amelala. Alisema yeye mwenyewe, akasema kama chama lazima tujiandae kwa ajili ya uchaguzi wa mwaka 2027. Na wale ambao wanaeneza mambo mengine hapa, baba alisema who has told you? Who has told you? Who has told you? Kwa hivyo sisi tutafuata the last standing instruction ya baba ambaye alitoa chini ya siku 23 ambazo zimepita kabla afariki.
In saying these words, Sifuna wasn't just honoring legacy. He was drawing a line in the sand, because behind those words lies questions. Who within ODM believes the party should join a broad alliance instead of presenting its own candidate? And who sees this mandate to fill a candidate in 2027 as a threat to the current broad-based arrangement with the government? The result? An implicit challenge to members of ODM who are aligned with William Ruto, those who may prefer a supporting role rather than going it alone. The burial ground turned into a subtle battlefield. And in that moment, at Raila's farewell, Sifuna positioned himself both as a guardian of legacy and as a pivot for ODM's future. And in doing so, he may have deepened the fault lines inside the party.
Raila showed us before he died that he wanted us to be in government. As a community, as a party, we will be in broad-based government. We will support broad-based government. We will work with you.
We said always that this our father, when he says left, we go left. When he says right, we go right. When he says fire, we fire. The last instruction he left us with, and with a very clear mind, And I remember him speaking at the burial of the late Dr. Phoebe Asio, and he said he made a clear decision to work with you for the stability and unity of the nation inside the broad-based government. That is the last standing instruction that Baba gave us. And as a people and as a party, that is where we will stand.
But just why Samson Cherargei, a senator from a different party, UDA, stepping forward so forcefully to demand the removal of Edwin Sifuna as a Secretary General of the ODM? That question lies at the heart of this unfolding leadership. Laure with the facts. On 19 and 28 October 2025, Cherargei publicly accused Sifuna of undermining ODM's cooperation with the government, and he called him the biggest threat to the growth of ODM, even labeling him a mole of the united opposition inside ODM. He said that the entire ODM leadership except Sifuna have confirmed that Baba Raila Odinga instructed them to stay and work with President William Ruto's administration and a broad-based government, and he demanded Sifuna be removed by the end of 2025. And here is where things get curious. Cherargei is not an ODM insider. He is from an allied but separate camp. So his vocal targeting of Sifuna raises these questions. Is Cherargei operating as a genuine critic of Edwin Sifuna's stance inside ODM, or is being used as a front for bigger interest? And what will the benefit be for President Ruto or his allied camp if Sifuna were removed or ODM's dissenting wing weakened?
We will not be in the opposition. Mambo mawili yatafanyika. Agosti tunapiga kura. September we are either in government or we are government.
Mimi siwezi kuwa mahali ambaye Raila kunipeleka. Tuelewane? Siwezi kuwa mahali ambaye Raila hakunipeleka. And I must say it today here, I was taken to government of William Ruto by Raila Amolo Odinga. And Your Excellency, that is where I belong and that is where I shall stay.
Now let me break it down for you and connect the dots. So Cherargei's move might not simply be a local grievance. It may be part of a political maneuver aligning with Ruto's broad strategy to steady the coalition and keep ODM under manageable terms. In other words, Cherargei is equals to visible critic, Sifuna is equals to internal dissent. Ruto is equals to external beneficiary, whether deliberate or coincidental. The alignment of interest is very clear.
Na ODM, ile kitu mimi nataka niwahakikishie kwa mapenzi ya Mungu, ODM will either form the next government or be part of the next government. Ile kitu siwezi kukubali. Ile kitu kwa heshima ya huyu shujaa wetu, ile kitu siwezi kukubali, na nitafanya juu chini, Mungu anisaidie. Ni wale ambao wanataka kung'oa chama ya ODM na kwenda kuchezea karata ya upinzani kule nje. Hiyo haitawezekana.
And what you said about our party must remain. You told me that at 8 in the evening, the day before you passed on in the morning. Eventually, a weak party. We must be united. ODM must be united. And it must be strong.
When the house catches fire, even those who didn't light the match must run for water. And today that house is ODM, a party once united under the rule of Raila Odinga. It now trembles under whispers of succession and betrayal. Edwin Sifuna, young, bold and unapologetically, he dared to echo Raila's own words of independence and 2027 intent. And suddenly, the hyenas came circling, Cherargei loudest among them, perhaps by curiosity or perhaps by instruction. Political analysts call it a chess game. Remove the mouth that speaks for the youth weaken the hand that holds the flame, and ODM becomes a safer bet for 2027 bargains. But as history teaches, revolutions are born from those expelled. Sifuna stands at crossroads, to bend or to be silent, or to raise and be remembered. Because in Kenyan politics, the graveyard of giants is full, but so is the sky of stars who refused to fall.
What are the things that we should do as a leadership of the party right now to make Baba smile from wherever he is? And in my view, this is not the time to push divisive narratives in ODM. This is not the time. Nataka niseme hapa mbele yako Baba, ya kwamba chama hiki ambacho umetuachia, mimi Sifuna sitakuwa baadhi ya wale ambao watachangia kuangusha chama cha Raila Amolo Odinga.
I want to say that as ODM members in this region, we want to urge our members to stay calm as we approach this issue in a sober mind.